name is Sunny Pond, and my husband is Eric Pond, and we're about to start an adventure. But before we start our adventure, and before we get into that, I want to just kind of share with you guys a couple little things that we're doing to prepare for the adventure that we have been preparing for about 3 years. So we've been together 3.5 years. Got married in October of 2020 during the pandemic. And then we, about 3 years ago, decided we wanted to live adventurous after our kids were grown. And so all of our kids are over 18, they've graduated high school. We're grandparents now, actually, with one of our oldest kid and one of our youngest kid. And we sold everything and bought an RV. And the RV is the stepping stone to our catamaran sailboat. Just like a lot of people out there that are doing this, we didn't know 3 years ago that that was even a feasible thing or that people were doing it. And then after about 2 weeks of talking about it, lo and behold, I was working in the orthodontic field, and in walked the Whitakers. I don't know if you guys know who the Whitakers are, but they are selling Zatara. I had no idea who they were. I was just overexcited by the fact that they were living on a sailboat, and my boyfriend, now husband at the time, was talking about doing that, and was just picking her brain, and I was texting him, and he had been watching their show for about 2 weeks. I did not know that because I was sleeping while he was doing it. He's more of a night owl than I am. And then we just kind of became acquainted with the Whitakers and friends with them, and I text Renee all the time asking her questions. And now that we are 7 months into living into our RV, we decided we wanted to not just be adventurous and sail around the world and enjoy what life has to offer. We also want to be as independent and self-sufficient as we possibly can. So with that being said, I am learning how to grow our own food. We're also learning how to fish. We're learning how to do all sorts of things to be as self-sufficient as possible. I even tried to see if Eric would let me get a chicken to lay eggs, but he said no. Anyway, I have started my little garden. It's probably been a process now since May. So we're in July now. So May, June, July, so about 3 months. We're here in Florida now from Dallas, Texas. And it has just been a nasty, rainy, icky season. So my little garden has gone through some stress, a lot of stress. But I've been watching gardening shows on YouTube, Epic Gardening, Callie Kim, and getting some really great advice as to how to protect, save, and bring back my little garden. So I want to kind of show you guys what I've been doing. Here's my little greenhouse my husband got me. Thank you, Eric. It is to protect our vegetables and fruits from the torrential downpours that we get every single day. It's hurricane season right now, and it has just been a nasty rainy season. So about 2 days ago, he got me this greenhouse. I put it together and I put my stuff in it. So a couple of things that I'm learning to grow. We're just getting started, but I went a little crazy. So if anyone knows me, that's how I am. I jump in 2 feet. Right here, we've got a blackberry bush growing in a container. Everything's going to be in containers because everything needs to be able to go on the boat with us, because one of the cabins we're going to turn into my greenhouse to grow everything, fruits and vegetables. So everything's going to be in containers. So I got the Smart Pot containers, breathable things. So I've got this beautiful blackberry bush, couple of blackberries growing on there. Those amazing. I can't believe it. We got the blueberry bush here because I love blackberries and blueberries. I also love strawberries, so I do have some strawberries coming up. Aloe vera. The aloe vera has to be there for sunburns and different things. He's not looking too good, so I'm still learning about him. Not sure what to do. My tomato plant got a little destroyed by the rain. It got some disease. Got some mold on it, had to get rid of a lot of the foliage that was on there. Had to get rid of some of the tomatoes because the rain was making them split and break apart. So now we've got a couple of new tomatoes on there, but I don't know what's happening with this bad boy. He is just looking pretty darn sad. I'm still learning about tomatoes, but apparently tomatoes are extremely easy and prone to disease, so they must be babied. So we're gonna kind of go into the greenhouse here. So, a couple things. We do have a strawberry plant. Have a couple more little strawberry plants that are growing in these little cups here. So as soon as they get really big and strong, I'm gonna be transplanting them into containers for strawberries. Got some mint, I've got spearmint and peppermint. Have some thyme and some rosemary. Also have some basil. I mean, you cannot cook without your basic, you know, thyme, basil, rosemary, chives, different things like that. You gotta have that. Got a couple more little tomato plants here working their way up, and then I just transplanted that one little guy in this big pot because I see they get really big. Got some cucumbers here. They got kind of tore up by the thunderstorm, so now they're coming back to life. Have some lavender. You gotta have lavender. I grew some garlic here from store-bought garlic and took it apart, watched a video on that, and now they're growing. I just can't believe it. It's amazing what you can do. My little golden tomatoes are doing pretty good. I'm liking that. They're starting to turn orange, and that's what they're supposed to do. I have a bell pepper plant here. He got it kind of tore up, and they're having some shock coming from outside to inside, so trying to baby them as much as I possibly can. Got some green bean plants, and again, they're having a little bit of shock, and they're trying to come back to life as well. But I do see some kind of growing on there. Isn't that amazing? Finally, I'm gonna have like some green beans. That's fabulous. My little onions aren't doing too good. Not really sure. I'm still learning about all this stuff, guys. It's a process, man. And then another bell pepper plants, and again here they're just having some shock, but I do have some flowering. So don't have a whole lot of plants planted yet. I'm just starting off with a few of a bunch, basically. Jalapeno peppers, they're starting to flower. I'm happy. Like, one of them's doing pretty good. The other one is kind of stunted. Hopefully he finds his way. And then I can't really remember what I planted here, so it's gonna be a surprise. And then I've got dragon fruit. Yes, I am gonna be growing a dragon fruit plant in my greenhouse and also transporting him onto our sailboat because I just love dragon fruit. I love dragon fruit, I love strawberries, blackberries, blueberries, so that's what I'm going to be growing because that's what we're going to be eating. We both love to eat those things. I'm also going to look at getting a little dwarf lemon tree, a dwarf lime tree, and kumquat tree. Because there we go. Those little guys are doing great. I'm kind of impressed. So that's my little garden, and everything's going to have a purpose, and that's the point of having this garden, is being self-sufficient and independent. And I got another little dragon fruit guy growing back there. He came to me in the mail, and I'm not really sure what to do with him yet because I don't know if he's going to be able to be planted in this pot as well. I'm still trying to figure out the trellis action on this pot, but I can't believe this one is growing. Look at that. That just happened like in a week, and I've had him for like a month, and it finally started to show. I thought he was dead. Nope, he's alive. I'm excited. So that's my little greenhouse, our little garden. And again, growing small and in containers is something that I'm learning to do. As much fruits and vegetables as I possibly can in order for us to not have to worry about buying that stuff. The thing that I'm doing is growing hydroponically, and that does really well. I have been doing pretty good with that. So we're gonna go in to the cargo trailer. Yes, this is our storage on wheels. Everything's on wheels. So right here, we definitely got lettuce like crazy. I've harvested 3 times out of that, and it just keeps coming back, and I love it every time. And this lettuce is from AeroGarden. The best stuff ever. Hamburgers, salads, tacos, whatever, salad wraps. They are amazing. Also got some red peppers and lemon basil, rosemary, and parsley and oregano, kicking it in that AeroGarden. So I've got 2 little AeroGardens because, again, living in a RV, living on a boat, you have to have small space and use as much of that space as possible. And then over here has some lettuce, trying to grow that. It's not doing too good. It was doing really good. Then I put it in the greenhouse and it freaked out on me. So that's what's going on there. So I've been watching Callie Kim, so I'm thinking about getting some of the seeds that she has on her website. There is a salad greens that she has that are good for heat, and that's what we're dealing with right now, especially July, humid, hot Florida. Living small is freeing, very freeing, and cheap. Very awesome. So, here's my other little garden. Lettuce and spinach in the bag. It's not doing too good. Some things are doing okay. We got tiny little sprouts there. But again, it's not really heat resistant lettuce. I just bought these super cheap. I think it was like 50 cents for seeds for lettuce and spinach. Sprinkled them in there, and only a few are coming up. But it's a work in progress. It's a learning in progress. So we'll keep you guys posted on how everything is going and our adventure of finding our boat and getting it set up for circumnavigating and self-sufficient independent living and living small. Live small. That's what we're trying to teach our kids too.